Alright, Paul, just for you, I'm going to show you how to play CK3. I'm not going to do Petty King Mercad with it, though, because I want to show you some of the other tips. And actually, yeah, I'm going to do Matilda Tuscany instead, because I know how to play it really well. Oh, here we go. 11 years ago, my mother... Oh, this is new. What the heck? This must be from the new update. Okay, I was not ready for this. 11 years ago, my mother Beatrix orchestrated my betrothal of Godfrey the Hunchback, my stepbrother and son of my mother's new husband, Godfrey the Bearded. So, through the alliance of Lower Lotharingia as an advantage, is this truly the future that God envisions for the prestigious House Pendosa? No, I'm not going to do that. Oh gosh, so immediately, this is fun. We'll do that. Marriage is advantageous to have for an alliance. So that's the first thing we need to learn here. I'm going to probably lose piety over that, but... Okay, maybe I should have started with something different. It's, oh, she already has all this stuff. Wow, she's really good now, what the heck. She used to be pretty good. Maybe I should... Okay, no, we're not starting with Matilda, as fun as that is. We're going to do something a little simpler. Ignore that, by the way, because I was playing with mods earlier and turned them all off. As fun as Matilda is, I just realized that's not a good place to start for a beginner. Technically Mercat is, but he's insular, so he doesn't get to do anything with it, with the Pope and whatnot. I wanted to display that of a nation, and I'm not doing England, sorry. I don't feel like fighting the Norman invasion. Philippe here should be pretty good. He has randomly generated stats, but he's going to be King of France. He only has 2 years on a regency, but I can show a lot of mechanics with him here. So, first of all, this is Philippe. Playing a child ruler, the first thing you need to always do, and also do with your character's children, do this, is always get a pretty good realm priest. So I'm training in diplomacy here, so we're not realm priest, but an educator. This guy here... Altrudis. Wow, my realm priest is pretty bad. Looks like. Oh no, it's fine. It's a 12. No, that's adequate. Usually you want to go for the higher education, but this lady has a higher education in diplomacy, so she knows more what she's talking about and positive traits. So I'm going to have her be my guardian. Teach Philippe here. Always have your children have a proper guardian in this game. They will get higher stats, higher education, which is good for a ruler. Lower stats on a ruler is extremely bad. Here is our current neighbors. We have Harold Goblins in here. Brittany, HRE, we're not fighting them, sorry. We have the Spanish countries down here. By the way, if you want the Game of Thrones experience, but you're still playing the Middle Ages, play Alfonso here. He kills his brothers and becomes King of Spain, and you have a lot of fun fighting the hostile Muslims down here in Iberia and everything like that. Anyways, I'm just going to show France, though, because they're probably the most vanilla culture here. And yes, they are gay, I know. But I'm going to just play France just because it's the easiest thing to do, and I didn't want to mess with Matilda's politics here. As fun as she is, she's one of my favorite characters to play games with, just because I like doing Italy, like a tall Italy. But we're going to do France anyways. So first thing I should explain is this screen. This is your Feudal Kingdom screen. This is your Crown Authority. This basically will give you more levies. It will give you more. It will allow you to revoke titles, which is really good if you have a hostile vassal. And you can retract vassals from your vassals if everything's in the wrong thing. You can also change your partitions and succession law. A High Crown Authority will give you more succession laws to choose from. Your vassals will have to be at peace constantly, and your vassals can also become criminals if they don't do what you want. Finally, there's Absolute Crown Authority, will give you the most of tax contribution and levy contribution, and you basically get all the other good stuff. This is your succession. This is super important. Right now, Philippe's a child, so he doesn't have any children. His brother will inherit if he suddenly dies. Reminds me he needs to be educated as well. No, we're not doing that guy. Let's see. He's a stewardship, so this guy will be good for him. Okay. Basically, so France has Salic law. Most countries in the game, even in mods, will start off with this partition law, which basically means when you die, your lands, all your holdings and everything, will be partitioned between all your children. You need to constantly be on guard with that. So you can do things like disinheriting or have your children dying in battle or making them become a priest, although forcing a child to become a priest or disinheriting will cost legitimacy, which is, if you get low legitimacy, it adds a bunch of nasty modifiers. High legitimacy gives you a bunch of good modifiers here. High legitimacy basically means you're going to have an easier time with your vassals. Low legitimacy means they're going to be more rebellious and they're going to turn against you. So that's what this screen means. This is my regency. This is the second part we need to keep track of. Oh, actually, hold on. This is your vassal screen. All my vassals hate me because I'm playing Philippe, and he's a child. He's not entirely amorous right now, like he was in real life. So I have the Duke of Aquitaine against me. So, oh, here's a mechanic I should tell you about. De jure. So, de jure basically, I believe, means in law. Of the law. And with de jure, basically, sometimes you see all these duchies here. They not only could only be independent by themselves, but they also belong to kingdoms. So all these duchies in Aquitaine belong to the Kingdom of Aquitaine, which I don't have. I'm not King of Aquitaine. And then all these kingdoms here, France, Burgundy, and Aquitaine, are de jure the Empire of Francia, just as the British kingdoms of England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales are all part of Britannia, or as you would know as modern-day UK. So, basically you have three types of realms. You have empires, you have kingdoms, you have duchies, and obviously, I wish there was a county screen. Oh, yeah, here's all the counties. Here. So that's the vassal screen. This is a good way of keeping track of all of them in their opinion and whatnot. You generally want these guys to be on your side, or they will rebel. They'll probably create a faction soon, unless I deal with them, which should be no biggie. Like, you can grant vassals to the rightful legion, they'll be happier. I'll do that in a sec. Second thing I'm going to do, so Philippe's not married yet. He needs to be, but he's not married yet. So your spouse here will be your queen, or if you're playing a queen, your king. And here they will be able to give you modifiers. The spouse slot here is probably one of the best in my opinion if you want to just boost stats on your king, because you can literally choose which type of stat you want them boosting. Normally I will put it on either stewardship or learning, because the learning will make it so your children get better stats, and the stewardship will make it so you can hold more titles and get more money. There's situations for other things too, though, but the queen tends to be one of the better advisors because they basically think of them as a co-ruler like they were in real life. We got our bishop here. He's a prince bishop because he holds a county, but these are normally your realm priests or bishops. So these are kind of actually variable. Every other, at least if you're playing base game CK3 like I'm doing here, I don't have my mods turned on. Every other counselor can be replaced. Some religions allow you to replace your bishops or your realm priests. Catholicism, obviously, historically, I don't have that power, because that's called investiture. Only the Pope has that. And this is our Pope right here. In some mods, you'll be able to replace them, which is nice, because a high learning score will make it so you can get more church taxes and a bunch of other jazz. But I'll just go through what they can all do with the base game. So, obviously, I can fabricate claims here. Let's go start doing that to Brittany, because I want to eat them up. So, with a high score, you tend the higher the score, the better on each of these guys. So, I would want my Realm Priest to have a higher learning, because if you look right now, he has Vassal Opinion Law House of Capet upset targets. He's not a very good Realm Priest. I can't change this, he sucks, unless I have like him excommunicated or he gets imprisoned or killed. Only do that if you're super desperate. You just mostly want to keep him happy. It sucks that I have a bad one, but that's up to actual RNG here, because most of these are generated. But the three things he can do is fabricate claims, he can convert faith and county, don't need to because we're all Catholic here, and then religious relations, so he will help the Pope or a vassal start liking you more. Here is the Chancellor. This is Duke Wilhelm, William the Fifth of Toulouse. I don't know how to actually pronounce that, probably butchering it. He is actually more suited for, he's much more suited for intrigue, so I don't know why the game starts him off as the Chancellor. I don't know. I probably might need to rearrange these, which you can. You can go, I could probably put Robert the Old here instead. But anyways, he has a pretty poor diplomacy skill, but here's the four things they can do. You can bestow royal favor, which means it will make it so the vassal has better prestige, you get better court grandeur, and I think they start liking you too, and you can get a better vassal contract with them. Unfortunately, he sucks, so it will only have negative opinions. You can integrate titles, so I can't do that now, but if I had, because right now I don't need to, but like if I have the Kingdom of Aquitaine or whatever, or rather I have the entirety of it, it will start integrating de jure into France. Of course, I don't have that right now. So that's one thing they can do, is they can speed up de jure drifting. There's Duke Baudouin here of Flanders. He is my steward. Oh, sorry, I didn't get to finish. There's domestic affairs. I tend to keep this one on more, because if you have foreign affairs, it means that your enemies could get claims on your kingdom. You don't want that. A high foreign affairs will mean you get shortened truce and your neighbors will gain opinion. But I usually keep that off. I'll keep domestic affairs because, I'll be honest, way easier to manage an angry vassal than have to deal with the HRE here, for example, saying, ooh, guess what? I got a claim on your title, and then I have to go fight them, and I'm vastly outnumbered. Not good. So usually I'll keep that on domestic affairs, and then. But either way, you want each of your chancellors, and all your advisors here in the council to have high skills. Okay, next is the steward here. He has 4 things he can do. Most of them have 4 things they can do, although some of these were added in updates. He can do promote cultural acceptance, so right here I have Aquitaine. They don't like me because they're not French, so I could promote the cultural acceptance to the Aquitanians, and they'll start liking me more, and it will increase development growth and opinion. I could promote a culture, so instead of saying, well, I can just live with the Aquitanians, I could say, no, you're turning French, which is the most horrible thing you can do, but you can still do it. It's actually nice because it will make it so your vassals are the same culture and they're less rebellious. You can increase development in county. I'll just preemptively do that because... So right now, France has a pretty okay development, but you want to keep that high, I mean, higher taxes, higher levies, so you can build more things with that. It's just overall a good thing to have. Like, for example, once I have windmills, I can create Notre Dame here. It will... Higher development also means that your technology here, for your culture, means it will develop faster. So that's cool. And then finally, collect taxes, which this is what they usually do if you're not thinking about anything. Although I don't recommend keeping it on this all the time, unless you already have high development. But they will collect extra taxes, but they can also cause county corruption because they will start greedily collecting taxes, and they're kind of bad at it. He's just good, so thankfully that's going to happen less. But I will keep him on the county control. Now he could cause loss of opinion and control. Or sorry, I'll have him development. Well, I'll have him on control for now because I want this development score, which is right here. This is very important. I want this high. If you don't have this high, you have a low development, you will have less taxes, you will have less levies, everything sucks. And they don't really teach you this in the tutorial, but it's just good to have. So I try to have that on passively just while I'm running the game. And it will just slowly go up and up in my, like, all of my, basically everything will start developing more. And well, let me show you the development screen for a second here. So, the dark red or purplish means low development. The yellow means high development. Right now you have Rome here and Constantinople. Those are high development counties. Paris is actually one of the better ones in the game, as well as where Cologne and where modern day Western Germany is more highly developed. Also have Prague here. Oh, and Lombardia. And somewhat England there. And so on. Otherwise, the more European parts, and as well as India and the Middle East, tend to be the most developed parts. But you usually want the color of development to be more of a yellowish in your realm. It won't start that way, it'll just become that way over time, but high development is good. So. And the last thing you need to focus on is your Spy Master. So, oh sorry, let's do the Realm Marshal first. So he can manage royal guards, which will mean your knights will be improved, and hit the hostile screens, so someone might try to kill you or get a blackmail on you and whatnot. If you click this, he will make his task so the knights improve, and he can stop hostile schemes if that's what happens. And he'll increase your knight effectiveness too. So if you're fighting wars and you want high knight effectiveness, which by the way, you want high knight effectiveness because they kill things better that way, that will keep it up. You have control, county control. Can't do this right now because I just started the game, but it will go away quickly. County control, if you have low county control, means less taxes, less levies, everything goes sour. You can have trained commanders, well, he'll give improved knights, and the commanders can create traits to help them, such as like fording over rivers or fighting in the winter and other things like that. And then finally, organize army. This will make it so if you lose levies, which is up here by the way, it means that they'll return back slowly, and he'll organize the military better. It also means your raised army maintenance will be lower. And then finally we have our Spy Master here, the Duke of Aquitaine himself, William the 7th, or 8th, excuse me. He can do 3 things. He can find secrets, so I could target a vassal or a neighbor and find secrets for blackmail and hooks and whatnot. I could support schemes, so if I'm trying to, let's say, put a scheme on Pope's life here, I have a low chance of that. If I put on support schemes, he can get that higher. I'm not going to kill the Pope, obviously, it was just a joke. And then there's disrupt schemes. So I always try to keep this on unless I'm trying to purposely support a scheme or find secrets, because the AI in this game is constantly trying to find ways to screw you up and kill your character. So always keep it on disrupt schemes. And by the way, always keep your Spy Master happy. Always, always, always. We got the Chancellor Stone, we have courtiers. I don't know, I think you can do this without the DLC. What I do have with the DLC, if you get it, is what's called, this is the royal part, so I can go just put up my Robertine and vassal. These things will give you small modifiers, and it basically allows you to look at all your courtiers and everything. It's kind of cool, not necessary. The Court Grandeur does give nice bonuses to you. And obviously you'll have events where people will come up and ask you questions, but that's not necessary. But what you do have without the DLC, I think, is these court tasks. I'd say the most important one is the court physician, and I think the wet nurse. Yeah, those are the most important. The court physician will help you against diseases. Disease is deadly in this game. It will kill your characters. You want to avoid disease as much as possible. The antiquarian, so if you have artifacts, they'll be able to repair it and then keep them up, and also make artifacts. Caravan Master basically makes you go faster when you're traveling, and traveling is part of the game now. So, You have the wet nurse. This is super important. If you're educating your kids, you need a wet nurse, because otherwise they will have bad education traits. Court tutor too, that will help as well. So the court tutor improves education outcomes, and it helps with learning. And the wet nurse will also make it so your children don't have illnesses, and they'll have better child development events. These are both extremely good to have. And then you have here the food taster. This guy will help against enemies' murder schemes. Helps you lose weight as well, which is hilarious. Master of the horse. Some of these are optional. I would recommend giving some of these traits to your vassals to make them like you better, because them having positions will improve their opinion. So Master of the Horse will help your knight effectiveness and all that stuff. The modifiers are really plain here to see. Royal Architect, all these things are, some of these are optional. I like having a court jester around myself, just because it's funny. And then bodyguards, these are super important. They will help you against your enemies as well. Personal champion's optional. I'd have one if you're like Philip here and he sucks at fighting. Court chronicler optional. A lot of these are optional. Now having a full court is fun, but it's a lot of work to keep track of it. Here's your intrigue. I don't have any hostile schemes, but if I did, there's this would be. What I might do is I want to display one, but I don't really have anyone I want to kill. Here's what we'll do. I want Aquitaine. I want its lands. So what I'll do is arrange a marriage here between me and his daughter, Anna de Poitiers. We'll do that. He'll like me more for that, and he cannot rebel against me now. And then I will start a murder scheme against him. That way, when he dies, his daughter will be my queen, and so basically, here's what I'm basically trying to show you. Yeah, he doesn't endorse me. The spouse will come here soon. Not that guy. Here's Anne Poitiers. When her father dies, because right now she's the only heir of him, she will get his title of Aquitaine on all these lands. And then when she has a child, and my king has a child here, their child will inherit both titles. So they will become Duke of Aquitaine and King of France. Which means that you basically have expanded your power and rule and might. This is a good thing. You want to do this. Marriages and expanding titles through marriages, that was the name of the game in the Middle Ages for secular politics. So if I wanted to, maybe one day I could have France get a claim on England that way. I'm not going to, because I want to keep it. I want William here to potentially win the Norman invasion, but I'll come in a sec. So now I have a murder scheme against the Duke. I could hire some people to help me with that, so I have a higher chance. Right now I have a pretty high chance though, so I'm not going to do it. These are your factions. This is an important screen to pay attention to, because if you don't, you'll not be aware of a faction developing, and factions are bad. It means all your vassals will turn against you and fight you to either throw you out of power or reduce your crown authority. The crown authority is meh. Independence can be meh. The one you need to look out for is if they're trying to depose you. If that happens, that's a game over. Or you'll play your heir, but either way, you don't want that. Here's decisions. We don't need to focus on that right now, but it's good to have these. I'll search for a physician and a wet nurse, just so I can have those. I don't want to die early. These are your activities. These are usually things that help you de-stress. I'll go over these. A grand tour basically takes you throughout your country and whatnot, visiting all your vassals to either get gold or increase your prestige and other things like that. Grand tournaments. This is entirely something for legitimacy gain and getting prestige, but also it's a relaxation event. Weddings, these are important if you want to get more legitimacy, as well as have people approve of your marriage. It will also mean you can promise a grand wedding. So say I was playing the Habsburgs here. I could promise a grand wedding to a much more powerful vassal who's way above my weight class, and they could accept it because it's a grand wedding and you make a giant spectacle out of it, and suddenly you're going up in the world for children. University visits, you can visit a university, improve your education traits. Can't do that really right now. There's a feast. This is mostly meant to help with diplomacy, but also just, you know, relax. Funerals, these help you if a king has died. I have my cousin and my aunt here, but I'm not really going to do it right now. My legitimacy is not too bad. It's below what it's supposed to be, but it's okay. Hunts, these are solely for helping with stress as well as gaining prestige, and it will help you, it can get you some like nice artifacts too after killing an animal. And then pilgrimages, these will take you all across the Christian world. You can use this to gain more piety as well as get some de-stress events if you're more of a pious ruler. So, and you have these 5 places: Canterbury, Cologne, Vaticano, Jerusalem, and Santiago. But we're not doing any of that right now. And finally, this is my royal court. This is optional. Sometimes you'll have these problems come up. This guy here is overstaying his welcome. Oh, that's my court jester. There we go, that's nice. Cool, Kuno Stallion. He's my court jester now. He's really bad at the job, but that's funny. So, I think that's everything explained on this sidebar. Over here is legends. This is optional. We don't need to do that yet. This is from the DLC. You have culture, which you can actually diverge your culture or add parts onto it. We're not doing that yet. This is your religion. This will show you all its tenets, its virtues, and its sins. Tell you how the church works and whatnot. When you're playing a Catholic country, you have armed pilgrimages, which means you can declare holy wars cheaper, and you can also go on crusades. There's communion, which means you can seek indulgences, and the heads of faith can excommunicate other rulers. And then there's monasticism, you can make people monks. And then so in the game you start off with you already start off schism here, at least in 1066. It's that way in 867 as well, which doesn't make sense, but it's for the sake of gameplay. Orthodoxy is different because it has the pentarchy, so it has higher fervor. It does have communion and monasticism, but the difference is that Orthodox rulers don't go on crusades, and they don't have much more expensive holy wars. Oh, I guess there is one more Christian. There's a few more Christian sects. I forgot about these. So right here you have Copts. If you're playing in Africa, they have basically this is the Alexandrian Church, which was declared basically schismed a long time ago. And you have the Apostolic Church here. They're astray. But I wouldn't worry about those right now. Meanwhile, you have like different religions like Islam here. So there's astray, which means these faiths are different, but they're not in huge significant ways, but you'll have a hard time interacting with these people. Where's hostile? A hostile faith. So I believe there's astray, hostile, and then evil. Evil is the worst one. They're anathema, and then holy wars can be waged. There's hostile, so I believe holy wars can be waged, but you can still like marry each other, but you're gonna have a hard time marrying an Islamic ruler with a Christian, for example. Oh, this is the issue. Oh, this is still astray. It's not hostile. Okay. This is most Arabic, as well as insularism. So I guess there is other types of Christianity here. I forgot about that. Insularism is unique to Ireland here. It's technically a heresy, but I mean, in real life, it wasn't all that different from Catholicism. Then you have most Arabism here. This is a Jewish / Christian / Arabic weird thing. I wouldn't worry about it. We're just going to focus on Catholicism for now. Okay. Oh, last thing here. We have a region. This is a selfless region. Baldwin V Baldwinson of Flanders. He's a vassal of ours. When you are an underage ruler, you will have a regent who can fill their coffers for you, basically help with your feudal contracts. You can have them swell armies, or you can have them promote authority. I'm going to have them promote authority right now, just because I want my vassals to like me more. Okay. You got all that? Good. Those are all the base mechanics. Oh, and I guess there is one more thing I can think of. Buildings. These are important. You want to have more buildings. Yeah. So you want to improve your castles when you can. You want to improve these walls and towers and everything while you can. You want to develop them. I could also ask the Pope for a claim. He won't give it to me, but I can get it on Brittany. Obviously can't do it. Obviously can't do it with Harold Godwinson here either, and I can't get it on HRE either. Okay. When you play a king, you have a hard time getting claimed from the Pope, because he's like, aren't you already a king? Okay. Anyways, this is base game, 1066 Europe. This is going to change soon, I believe, with the next update. We'll have another start date in the 1200s and the 13th century, which I'm excited, or sorry, it'll be in the 12th century and the 1100s. I'm excited for that. I much prefer the 12th century politics and whatnot. That's what I think of when I think the Middle Ages. But anyways, I'm going to unpause now. I'll put it on 5-speed. I don't recommend that for new players, but I've been playing so long it doesn't really matter. Okay. I'm going to start transferring some of these vassals over to these guys. This will make my vassals much more powerful, but I also want them liking me, because my character is a child. I can negotiate an alliance with my uncle. I can pardon criminals. Oh, I got a new archbishop and he does not endorse me. In fact, he hates my guts. Well, I don't have enough pay. Okay. Now I'm gonna unpause. Okay, he's allied me. I have some dynasty legacies with the with this particular dynasty, the Capets. They ruled for centuries in France. It wasn't until the High Middle Ages where they finally lost power when the Plantagenets, which, by the way, right here, this guy here is the ancestor of the Plantagenets. They overtook the kingdom. They became the kings of England, and they claimed France as their own crown, which caused the 100 Years' War. But we're not going to worry about that right now. For now, I'm going to focus on my dynasty legacies. You have several of these now with the new DLCs. You can use heroic bloodlines, legitimacy, customs, activities, warfare, law, guile, blood, erudition, glory, kin. Heroic bloodline, this basically gives you nice modifiers to make your guys super cool. Legitimacy, this is a new one. I actually really like this one. It makes it so your legitimacy just constantly stays high. You don't have to worry about vassal factions very often. Customs, this is great if you're like in a new land, and like if you make a Crusader state, for example, and all the Arabs hate you there because you're a French king that got installed there. Well, that's no good. Traditional Robertine weddings. This is activities. I like using this when I'm playing I like using activities, blood, and kin when I'm playing the Habsburgs, just for roleplay reasons. This will help you get more majesty and other things like that, whatever. I don't usually use activities. Warfare is nice. Makes it so things are cheaper for your knights and everything, and you get better knights. Law, if you want cheaper development and everything like that. Guile's good if you want to be better at like doing sneaky crud. Blood is probably one of the most overpowered ones because you can get congenital traits, which well, I need to go find a ruler of this one. Hold on. Oh, Harold Godwinson here. He's robust. So this is a congenital trait. It's a physical trait. He wants to keep this in his dynasty as long as possible. So if his children can have it, for example, that would be good for him. Unfortunately, he's an idiot and had mostly bastards. So Yeah, none of his children are legitimate, so he doesn't get to keep that trait. But you want to keep these traits here as long as possible, because it makes your rulers have higher stats. He has the robust traits, which means his prowess is going to have a +4, and he has better health than most kings. Can I find somebody else who has that? Oh, here King of Croatia has the strong trait. So is Poland. Let's looking for somebody else. He has the strong trait. I feel like I see that strong trait a lot more. I'm trying to look for somebody who might have the intelligent trait, but I do not see it. Oh, that's okay. Just know there are physical traits, and you usually want to keep them as long as possible in your dynasty. Blood is good for that, and you can also get new traits as well. It will make your character... This is basically... You know how some people will inbreed in CK3? Where they'll like say, oh, it's so funny to have like sister-brother marriage, which is disgusting, but that's what people do. They'll use this tree to like start breeding their heirs to become even better. It's pretty powerful. Erudition, I actually like this one. A lot of people don't, but I like that it has better development growth and better counselors and everything like that, and better courtiers, because that makes it's great for if you're playing tall, like me, who likes having faster technology than everybody else. There's the Glory. This one I used to do all the time, because it makes it so it's easier to marry, you have better knights and crud, and it's cheaper for everything, and you'll also get better you have less of a hard time with factions, and plus all your vassals like you. And this one is great if you're trying to basically put your disgusting family through everybody. So, right now though, I'm going to do legitimacy. Everyone will say that's a noob thing, but I feel like roleplay wise, this is what the Capets actually went down. It's just that the last one's here is even in French, come on. So, I'm going to do that. So, here's these, I should explain the bar up here. These are available activities, get rid of that. These are your situations, keep track of this one at all costs. It'll tell you what's all happening. Reminds me. I'm not stopping that Vassal War, sorry game. I want that Vassal War to happen. I don't want him here. Get out of here. What was I going to say? Oh yes, this is your monthly income, your prestige. This is technically something you can pay with as well. You can buy tiles that way, for example. Or it will also help you, basically it will also help you get better knights and other things like that. Piety, I feel like this is underrated, honestly. Having a good piety means the Pope and your realm priests like you. It means that you get more money. It means that you can also buy, there's these education traits I'll show you in a bit. There's different education traits. Actually, I can show you that right now. If you go down, for example, the learning education, I'm not going to do that, but if you go down the learning education, you can eventually like buy claims with piety, just because you can, and it can help you expand extremely fast. It's really good. And then here is Renown. This is the hardest one to get up, unless you have a bunch of your family everywhere. Try to be sparing when you spend this, because it's really hard to get back. And you will spend it by disinheriting children, and as well as sending them to monasteries. So be careful with that. Try to manage your succession well. Okay, going to unpause again. Need a wet nurse. One of these ladies is a sadistic glutton, so I think I'm going to go with Ida here. And then I have two decisions for a position. This guy's merely average, she's good, I'm going to go with her. You do need to be careful because she has the ambitious trait, so... Oh, I just lost somebody on my scheme, alright. Well, that's not good. I don't want that. Also, he's happier with me now. Unfortunately, you're going to die, Mr. Spy Master. plotting against you, actually. That's funny. Oh, here we go. Already at war, huh? Oh, I see. He had made an alliance with Denmark. Okay, that's not good. Alright, we're going to station these troops. I desperately need to station. And I'm going to buy some men-at-arms here, so I'm going to use armor equipment, as well as bowmen to actually counter them on some things. I'm going to try to... They're weaker than me, so I'm going to try to take them out as fast as possible. We're going to use the champagne here. Okay, it's always good to try to slow down during the war. And I'm going to try to split their armies if I can. He outmaneuvered me. Oh, come on. Oh, you coward. Well, I'm gonna catch one of them. So. Yeah, they're trying to get to Denmark. They're trying to get Denmark. Nope, 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 nope. Here we go. Okay, good. Caught him before the Danish could get here. Because they're trying to get Normandy, and I really don't want them getting Normandy. Not that it really matters, because, well, my vassal here, William the Bastard, which will later be known as William the Conqueror, if he wins anyway, he's currently fighting for England. I'm going to lose him anyways, but I'm just trying to do him a favor. Also, I am currently the king. I want people on my side, so I have to go to war. Oh, let me explain something. He has a higher commander advantage, so this is super important. And I also countered him. I also countered some of his stuff. My armored horsemen. I do a lot of damage with all these. But you want a higher commander advantage because it will roll better. And you can look at my victory. I managed to. They managed to lose. I managed to only lose 215 men. They lost 566. So I had a much better fight against them. Oh, also, you can get fame if you're actually leading your own armies. Don't recommend that on Philippe. He will die because he sucks at this. But that's why I'm having my general do it. I'm sure he doesn't mind the fame, unfortunately. Turn back, you're Danish. You're not getting away this time. Yep, I caught him. Good. This was actually super nice because I wasn't sure how I was going to show war in this tutorial. By the way, I don't recommend starting as France. Usually a beginner should probably start like in Ireland or something, but I'm just doing that because I thought, again, this was the most vanilla country you could think of. It's right here in the center of Western Europe, which is where a lot of the action happens, unless you play Eastern Europe, but that's fun too, actually. But I had access to the Pope. I have a ton of neighbors that want to kill me and everything. I just thought it was a good country to choose. So, all right, let's go to round 2. Oh, and it looks like my spy master is dead, and now my queen, or my betrothed queen, is the Duchess of Aquitaine now. Excellent. Does mean I need a new spy master, though. This guy will do good. He's not happy with me, but it's okay. I'll get some money later. Now, I could technically white peace the Bretons soon. I don't want to. I want them completely destroyed. I want them losing that claim on Normandy. There we go. I'm sure you know some of this war stuff, but I'm just trying to show you how I do it. Usually it's a good idea to try to divide their forces. Otherwise, they're going to become significantly weaker. I'm going to have an advantage here, because now they're retreating onto my land. It looks like the Normans are actually winning the invasion. Goblin's not having a good time here. That's historical. That's what happened. go to 4. I'm gonna go 4 speed on this now. I usually do a lot of my wars in 4 speed normally in the game, but I was only slowing it down just so you know what I was doing. Yeah, I know you're trying. There we go. Nope. Sorry, buddy. I'm winning this fight. Okay, I can probably white piece them soon. No, I can't. Okay. Oh! Philip is now grown up. And I got a good charismatic leader score. Good. There we go. I'm king now. I'm not reading all that. Sorry. You can read that for yourself, but I've read it so many times. Okay. This is the lifestyles. It's a good thing I had this too. See, this is why I like starting with Philip for like tutorials and stuff. It's just so you get so much of the game to actually see. There's 5 lifestyle branches unless you're using a mod. Sometimes they add more. There's diplomacy. A lot of people think this one's weak. I don't agree. This one's great if you want to do a better job of marriages and just slow but steady expansion. I like the diplomat tree. It helps you like get duchies at the cost of prestige, which is way easier to generate than piety, by the way, at least in my opinion. There's August here, which basically makes it so you have an easier time basically it helps you with ruling your realm. And then family hierarchy. This one's a little weak except for groom the rule here. This one basically just helps you with managing your family, which is meh. You can do it's easier to do that without it. Oh, and you also have your current focuses. I'm going to put it on family right now because I need children. There's Marshal here. You have Strategist, which helps you become better at actually countering your enemies. Overseer, this helps you rule the realm. Then Gallant, this will help you with your... A lot of these have ways of with your family. Like usually it's this is usually expansion, realm, family. This is strategy here, realm, family. Although this part also helps you with knights too. This is realm. This will help you with the strategy of ruling your realm with like war and whatnot. And then this will help you with your vassals. Schemer. This one's a little different here. Schemer. This helps you with basically vassal management. Vassal management for this one too. Except this one's more about vassal management. This one can be used offensively as well. And then Seducer, more children. Or you can get hooks on people too. Then right here's Medicine. This is one of my favorites. People say it's underpowered. I don't agree. I love the learning lifestyle because you have whole body here, which extends your character's lifetime, which is super useful. You have Scholar, which helps you not only get better cultural fascination, which means better technology, you get better development in county, you get more learning, you can help with your faith. Pedagogy makes it so your children get better skills, you can learn better languages, learn on the job. 20% of counselors' primary skills, that's insane. Sanctioned loopholes, in my opinion, is one of the most overpowered abilities in the game because you can buy entire claims, like duchy claims and crud with it. Although it's only really good in the end game when you can buy several duchy claims and press them at once. So otherwise you have to do either single county or duchy near the beginning of the game. So it gets more powerful later on. And then finally Theologian. This one, if you want to just be pious. This one's great if you also want to make your own religion in the game. So. Right now we're playing Philip here. He's a charismatic negotiator, which means he's going to be probably really good at handling all of his vassals here. Alright, you're not running away from me, buddy. Get him. Oh, the king came. That's going to... If I capture you, yep, that's going to make my job a lot easier. And I just completely slaughtered their army. They're gone. Oh yeah, they're running now. Oh, he's involved in another war too. I see. He's trying to help the Norwegians. Well, you're not doing a good job at it. I'm also trying to defend Normandy because I really don't want to lose this in case William loses the battle for England. Let's see, foreign merchants. I'll spend some gold. I'm heavily in debt, but I'll spend some gold. I don't need that yet. Sorry. Alright, we're white piecing this guy. I need gold back. I really could not afford what I just did. There we go. No longer entrenched. Let's get some money from all these dwarves. Yeah. Ransoming people is a good way to get money too. Let's see, will the Pope give me some cash? No, I don't have 250 community. Okay. Oh, Duke William, he wants to be part of my court here. And he's giving me money. Heck yeah. Excellent. Hello, Philippe. How are you doing, buddy? Oh, I forgot, I have the DLC where he gets those nice little gloves as the King of France. I was wondering what was wrong with his hands. Okay, never mind. Well, I'm gonna wait. We're just gonna start going at 3-speed now because we're in peacetime. Let's see, you want to have my sister marry your son? Sure. Historically, the kings of Navarre the kings of France would also become kings of Navarre, so this makes sense to me. I can create titles. I'm not doing that yet. I don't want a bunch of dukes right now. Oh. Well, that was pointless. I just lost that alliance. Oh well. Nope, it's still a claim. My sister's still married to that guy with a bunch of claims, so we can always come back and get that for him. Now I'm just gonna watch the... Oh, looks like the Normans are gonna win. Oh, hey, there's a peace sign. Oh, I don't give it on. Looks like the Normans are about to win the fight now. Godwinson stood no chance. Yep, alright. Now he just needs to be able to fight off Norway, who is actually, oh yeah, they have lesser numbers, so he'll probably win. Now all William needs to do here is win Norway. This is historical, this is William the First Norman King of England, so he'll be fine. But that's why I also didn't want to, in case he lost, I didn't want to lose Normandy to the Britons here. He still has a claim on Normandy, he might try to go and attack England now. But that's none of my business, that's not my concern, because I just lost my vassal. No, you suck, you're not good on the council, buddy. Okay, well, that's all I'm going to show you for this initial tutorial. Hopefully you understood some of the mechanics here. If you would like me to continue, just comment on it. And then I could do a whole playthrough as the Capets here in base game CK3. I do like my mods. I wish I could. If you're okay with me playing some mods in here, that's fine. I just would need to specify whether something's a mod or not. So, oh, I also have all the DLCs, so stuff like legitimacy. I think that's in the base game still, but some of the things I will use, like the mechanics here, you might not have access to. So just be aware of that. All right. Cool. Alright, I'm going to save the game, and that'll be the end of the episode. I hope this was informative. Goodbye.